We have to have a safe country. We can't have a safe country when half of the worst terrorists in the world are let free into our country. And we're going to do something about it. And we're going to deport all of them, get them the hell out of here. Nothing good can happen. Nothing good is going to happen. And anybody that can be so stupid as to think that that's a good thing. And there's only 3 reasons it can be. They're stupid, which they're not, because anybody that can cheat in elections that well, they're not stupid. They hate our country, or they're trying to get those people to sign up and vote. And all 3 of them are not good. Immediately upon taking the oath of office, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will rescue every town across America that has been invaded and conquered. And we will put, and that's true, think of the words, towns that have been invaded and conquered. They've been conquered. They've been conquered. And a lot of, it's not everybody's Aurora where they're talking about it. We have many towns that are in the same position and worse, but they don't want to talk about it. It's out of control. And we have a lot of towns that haven't yet been infected, but they're petrified that they will be, and they will be. And we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of the country so fast. To expedite removal of Trende, Aragua, and MS-13 gang members, the worst in the world. MS-13, you know about that. They come from South America, and they love knives, and they kill people with knives because it's more deadly than bullets. 2 young girls in Long Island walking down the street, a lot of them in Long Island. We got rid of almost all of them, but now they're coming back under this stupid, ridiculous group of people that we have in Washington. 2 beautiful 16-year-old girls are walking to school, MS-13 gang, during the early morning, grabbed them and sliced them up with a knife. They didn't want to use the bullet because it's too fast, and they sliced them up, both died. And we did numbers on those guys like you wouldn't believe. Nobody else would have done it. Nobody else would have done it. You have some people that think they should be protected. These are animals, and we have to deal with them accordingly, or we're not going to have a country left. I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that. Think of how far back. Think of how far back we have to go, because we have weak politicians that don't deal with these problems correctly. Like I did in Washington when they started ripping down our statues. They didn't get there. But I found an old act from the early 1900s that said, if you touch one of our beautiful monuments of Lincoln, Washington, any one of them, you get automatically 10 years in jail. And they were going a little wild, do you remember? They were going a little bit wild. They were a little out of control. They had ropes around General Jackson. They had ropes around Abraham Lincoln. When they put the rope around Lincoln, I said, all right, let's go, let's go. That's a step too far. Would have been everybody. And they didn't care one way or the other. They're mostly just troublemakers. They didn't know. They didn't even know it was Lincoln, frankly. But I enacted the act, and I had a little news conference. I said, from this moment forward, anybody that so much as touches one of our beautiful Washington monuments goes to jail for 10 years with no parole, no nothing. And it was a beautiful sight, because I looked out of the White House window and I saw thousands of people from the back. I watched all of those asses walking away from Washington, and they were gone. And we never heard from them again. It's an amazing thing. We never heard from them again, and that was the end of that. But we have to be strong. So I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to target the migrant criminal network, and it is a bad one, operating on American soil. We will target them. We will hit them so hard. If you don't, you're not going to survive. This is an army. This is an army that they allowed into our country, an army. And if they come back into our country, After being thrown out, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or law enforcement officer. We have no choice. We have no choice because it's not sustainable by any country. It's not sustainable. I will end catch and release. I will end all migrant flights. Think of, I had a deal with Mexico. You think this was easy? Remain in Mexico. Nobody was allowed into our country. In Tijuana, this was the fastest growing city in the world. They had hundreds of thousands of people. They couldn't come into our country. I said, one person steps foot into our country without our approval. In other words, before we check them out, one person, we're going to put 100 and 200% tariffs on everything. And they said, sir, whatever you'd like. We would love to keep them. We would love to keep 500,000 people in Tijuana. And I will outlaw sanctuary cities immediately, and we will ban all welfare and federal benefits for illegal. We are running against the most radical and most incompetent, most unfit vice president in the history of our country. No one respects her. No one trusts her. You know, President Xi of China, they asked me, he's a friend of mine. I thought, we were actually very close, but frankly, COVID, or as I call it, the China virus, was a step too far. But we had a very good relationship. Putin, all of them, I know all of them very well. No one takes her seriously. Somebody said, what kind of a man is President Xi of China? I said, he's a fierce man. There's nobody in Hollywood that could play the role of him. He's a fierce person. And she will be just, she'll be gobbled up. They are looking so forward to this. But we're not going to let it happen because we're killing them right now. We're beating them so badly, and we're going to keep it going. Just get out and vote. Just get out and vote. Don't take any chances. Don't take any chances. Get out and vote. But we're not only running against Kamala. She's really purely a vessel. When you watch her, she's only a vessel, and he's only a vessel, too. He was perfect for them. He didn't know where the hell he was. We're running against something far bigger than them, far more powerful than her, which is a massive, vicious, crooked, radical left machine that runs today's Democrat Party. That's what we're running against. We're not running against her. She's got nothing to say. I know every player. But this is who we're really fighting. These are the people who are doing such tremendous harm to our country. With their open borders, record-setting inflation, Green New Scam deals, and everything else they're doing to our country. But we are not going to let it happen any longer. We are going to have the biggest victory in the history of our country on November 5th. And we are going to, very simply, make America great again. We're going to make it great again. Kamala Harris does not have the compassion, the intelligence, or the strength the presidency needs. I know what it needs. You meet some people. Among the worst that you're going to meet, though, are in our country. I call it the enemy from within. She can't do the job. She can't put two sentences together. She's an international joke. Every country is joking about how stupid our leadership is, from Biden to Kamala. They're a joke all over the world. She's going to end up getting us into World War III, just like he would if he stayed any longer. And on top of it all, she says she would not do one thing differently from crooked Joe Biden, which in itself is totally disqualifying. Take a look at this.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
I stood there on the tarmac watching you check your watch.
The chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan started
threatened Americans and the world and cost the lives of 13 U.S. soldiers.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
Gut-wrenching new details in the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022. Two men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder and the death of Jocelyn Nangaray.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking two New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Only 18% say the economy is in excellent or good condition.
US inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1% over the financial year.
Authorities saying Train Day Aragua, which has been linked with more than 100 criminal investigations here in the U.S., has now been found operating as criminal enterprise in apartment complexes.
Were you the last person in the room? Yes.
And then last night I watched and I just said, just cut out any part of it. You could cut anything you want. Just put it in. When you see this, go ahead, please.
Is there something you can point to in your life, political life, or in your life in the last 4 years that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
I mean, I've made many mistakes. And they range from, you know, if you've ever parented a child, you know you make lots of mistakes too. In my role as vice president, I mean, I've probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues, and I think that is very important. It's a mistake not to be well versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question.
So Nevada, if you want to end this disaster that we're going through, it's not even believable. You know, these foreign leaders are very, very streetwise, very smart people, and they're looking at what's going on in our country, and they really don't want me, but in a certain way they do want me, because the whole world, like Viktor Orban said, put Trump back in it, it'll all stop. We had no wars, we had nothing. They couldn't play games with us. They couldn't play games. So you must get out and vote. And you also have to fire your radical left senator, Jackie Rosen, who voted repeatedly for rampant inflation and open borders. And you have to elect a man who, by the way, has given up more to run for the United States Senate than any man in the history of the United States Senate, Sam Brown. Sam, where are you, Sam? And you're doing very well, Sam. That man is a hero, and he has given up so much, and he deserves it. And she's another laughing stock back. She just votes 100% with whoever she's supposed to vote with. She's no good. She's no good for you. She's no good for this area of the world. Bad senator, not respected. We have somebody that's a very respected senator. Is Senator Marco Rubio here? Where is Senator Marco Rubio? Where is he? He's around here someplace, because we love him. There he is. Marco, thank you, Marco. Good man. We have Vivek Ramaswamy. By the way, this guy has a hell of a mouthpiece. Do you want to hear him for about 2 minutes? Can you keep it down to 2 minutes? Come on, let's go. Get up here, Vivek. What a mouthpiece on him, oh boy. He's like a machine gun. Come on up here, Vivek. All right, now he's a great guy, great future. Please.
I want you to give it up for the greatest president of the 21st century standing right here, Donald J. Trump. We had a secure border, a growing economy, People were living prosperous lives with crime going down in this country. We were on the brink of war with North Korea. What happened? We had no major conflicts around the world when this man was our commander-in-chief. But I'll tell you this, as great as those 4 years were, the best we've had in my lifetime of any president who's led us, as great as 2016 to 2020 was, I promise you this, that second Trump term is going to be even greater. And by the time Donald Trump is leaving the White House, those signs you're holding aren't gonna say, "Make America Great Again." We're just gonna say, "Make America Greater." MAGA becomes MAG by the time he's done, and let's send him back to the White House. That's how we're gonna save our country. President Trump, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. 2.5 years ago, I saw him on a show. I think it was Deface the Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, you're on Deface the Nation, Deface. And he was talking, and I said, who the hell is that guy? And he did damn well. He did damn well. He ran, and he was incredible. And he's got a big future in this party, and we appreciate it, Vivek. So I alluded a little bit to her before, but a true racing legend, somebody that I've had a lot of respect for. She is really something special. She is a very talented person, and now she's doing incredibly since leaving racing. She probably still will always be a little bit in racing, but she's an incredible success story. Danica Patrick. Thank you, Danica. Please. Thank you very much. Thank you, Danica. Sean Merriman, the great football player. I look at this guy. Where is he? Where is that guy? I said, I don't want to get into a fight with him. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sean. He looks like he could play right now. Cash Patel. Where's Cash? Thank you, Cash. Thank you, Cash. Nevada GOP Chair Michael McDonald. Thank you, Michael. How are we doing, Michael? Good? Yeah, we're hearing good things. National Committee Woman Sigal Chattah. Thank you, Sigal. Beautiful family, by the way. Beautiful family. Thank you. And a special guy. He's incredible. Turning Point's Charlie Kirk and all of those people that came with him. He's special. He is a special talent. And he's out there fighting. He's out fighting for those registrations and the votes and making sure everything's honest. He's out there with a big army. And he's got all these very beautiful young people. He likes young people, and they are powerful. People have no idea how many young people there are that are conservatives in this country. People have no idea. An actress and an incredible fighter. I will not mess with her. Gina Carano. Thank you, Gina. Thank you. She's great. And a friend of mine, UFC champion, a man who you don't want to mess around with. He grew up in the streets of Miami at a young age, 9, and he was tougher than everybody else. He was tougher. And some rich guy from Miami saw this guy beating up everybody. He was 9 years old. At 12, they put him into a gym. And it continued. He beat the hell out of everyone. Danica, this is somebody you don't want to fight with. And then he became one of the best fighters in the world in the UFC with Dana White. Dana White's one of the great fighters, too, I'll tell you. Dana White. And this man has, I believe, still like 3 seconds, the quickest knockout in the, and I was there for that fight. I think it was like 2.5 or 3 seconds. He pretended he was like bored. The bell's getting, he's like this. It's just like, you know, I said, what's wrong with him? And then he was like a flash, boom. And he runs across the ring and jumped through the air, and he hit the guy in the face with his knee. The whole thing was, he was out. And it's the fastest knockout in the history of the UFC. Jorge Masvidal, where is he? Where is he? This guy. I'm not gonna fight him. I refuse to fight him. He said, me. and he's stone cold mean. But to me, he's nice. To me, he's nice. He's great. Thank you very much. And he's helped us so much with the Hispanic vote. I won Miami. Can you believe it? No Republican wins Miami. I won Miami because they love that guy, right? He's a great fighter, a great champion. So here are the final facts in conclusion on Kamala Harris. She's a radical left Marxist, rated even worse than crazy Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas herself. She destroyed our economy. She was an original creator of defund the police movement. And anybody who wants to defund the police for even 1 week is not worthy of being president of the United States. Kamala Harris vowed to abolish ICE. She vowed repeatedly to ban fracking. As California Attorney General, she redefined child sex trafficking, assault with a deadly weapon, and rape of an unconscious person as non-violent crimes. She pledged to confiscate everybody's gun. Anybody that has a gun, your gun will be she made this pledge. This is where she is, by the way. People don't change. Confiscate your gun, endorsed a total ban on handgun ownership. She even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention. Think of that. You're an illegal alien and you're in detention and you call for a sex change operation and she feels you have an obligation to do it. This is not going to be the president of our country. All a taxpayer expense. And then, as you probably saw a few days ago, we had a little interesting visit to McDonald's, right? That turned out to be a big deal. I got a call from a great guy, the head of Google. He said, this is one of the hottest things. We have never seen anything like this. That was a big deal. That was a big deal. It was crazy. But you know why I did that? I went there you never know how something's going to turn out, right? You know, you go, I say, oh, I don't know, should we be doing this? This is a little hokey, should we? But I did it to just highlight the fact that for years, she said, I worked at McDonald's. I was over the French fry bin. I made French fries. The heat was so incredible, I had to do it. There was only one problem. She never worked at McDonald's. It was a lie. So I ended up going there for about 15 minutes, and it became I'll tell you what, we had 29,000 people surrounding it. We weren't sure if we were going to even be able to get out. We didn't know. That was quite the visit. But that was to highlight the fact. So I was there, let's say, for 15 minutes. That means I worked at McDonald's for 15 minutes more than Kamala. But you know what it shows? That she's a liar. And she's still saying, yeah, I sort of worked there, but now, you know, everyone's gone. McDonald's tends to keep good records. We said, let's see your tax records. She didn't have any. Let's see anything. Give us anything. They had nobody. Then we went to the manager. He's been there a long time. No, she never worked here. She's a liar. And on top of all this, Kamala turned and wants to turn our military woke. Take a look at this. Take a look at this.
You little scumbag! I got your name. I got your ass! You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month, and actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a killer? Sir, yes, sir! Let me see your war face. Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face. Ah! Oh, shit, you didn't convince me. Let me see your real war face. Ah! You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are huge. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking being. You are nothing but unorganized, crab-asking pieces of amphibian shit.
Abracadabra, these bitches know I got answers the way I...
There must be like the best part you ran down and cracked your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on a mattress.
Now we're a little different, but you know what the truth is? We defeated ISIS 100% in record time. We have a great military. It's only those stiffs at top, like Milley and Mattis and these characters that are on television. They're a bunch of stiffs. Kelly, real stiffs. But we have great generals. We defeated ISIS in record time. They thought it was going to take 5 years. When I came in, we did it in a matter of weeks. So, like you fight, Jorge, just like you fight. That's the way we fight. And those guys are never going woke. You could put them in a woke cage for 2 years and open the door and they'll come out fighting. They'll come out. Our military is great. And they proved that with ISIS. Once they had somebody that knew what they were doing, they proved it. Nobody has a better military. I rebuilt the entire U.S. military. Unfortunately, we gave a lot of it, but still not very much, relatively. But we gave a lot of it to Afghanistan. What a mistake. What a bunch of dopes. Remember this. They took the military out first. No, you take the military out last. So stupid, so sad. 15, you take a look at what happened. 13 people died, great people. I got to know a lot of the parents and the family members are great people, and they are devastated, and especially because it should have never happened. We gave up billions of dollars of equipment. We left American soldiers behind, and we left Bagram, the air base, the great air base, one of the greatest in the world. And you know who occupies it now? I was keeping it. China occupies it now. 1 hour away from China, forget about Afghanistan, 1 hour away from where China makes their nuclear weapons, and we gave it up like nothing. Cost billions of dollars many years ago. In conclusion, with your vote this November, we are going to fire Kamala and we are going to save America. With your support, we will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to America and back to Nevada. We will build American, we will buy American, and we will hire American. I will end the war in Ukraine very quickly. I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III 100%. You're not going to have World War III. We will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect that they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military. We will build a massive missile defense shield around our country, all made in the USA. A lot of it will be made in Nevada. We will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And I will put a bill before Congress that anybody burning our American flag goes to jail for 1 year automatically. And you saw that happen 3 months ago in Washington when they had riots and they were burning our American flag all over the place. And they were putting spray paint all over the beautiful lions as the entrance to one of our most beautiful buildings. And you know, it's limestone. Limestone's a very porous stone. I was very good at this. You'll never get that limestone. You'll see that in 100 years, those scars that they put on the limestone, because it goes right into that paint. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. And they weren't arrested. Nothing happened to them. We will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And we will keep men out of women's sports. I will defend religious liberty. I will restore free speech, and I will defend the right to keep and bear arms, our Second Amendment. After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens. That's what's going to happen. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again. Everyone will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope, and the American dream is going to come back. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda with a landslide that is too big to rig. Early voting is underway, and everyone get out of here and start voting. After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. There will be great years. With your help, from now until Election Day, we will redeem America's promise. We will put America first, and we will take back the nation that we love. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down, and we will never, ever surrender. Together, we will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country, and together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you, Nevada. God bless you. God bless you all.